EKN Nation, welcome to another edition of the EKN OutLap to kick off our trackside coverage of this coming weekend. Superkarts USA Pro Tour SummerNationals, the finale of this year's Pro Tour down there at Newcastle Motorsports Park. This is episode number 94 of the OutLap preview. It is July 22nd, 2025. My name is Rob Howden. I'll be joined by David Cole throughout the show, as David will be trackside down in Newcastle throughout the weekend. This edition of the OutLap presented by Comet Kart Sales. History, success, family. These are the three words that describe Comet Kart Sales, one of the longest tenured karting businesses in the United States. The family-owned operation is located just outside Indianapolis and has provided karts, parts, and services for thousands of races in their near 6 decades of business. Their brand new updated online store features everything you need, and they're continually adding new parts to their product line. Make sure you head to cometkartsales.com or call them at 317-462-3413 to be part of the Comet Kart Sales family today. All right, David Cole, let's bring you in here. You are making the trek from Grand Rapids down to Newcastle, Indiana for yet another Pro Tour SummerNationals, July 25 to 27, the official dates.
The official dates between teams in that are already moving in today and tomorrow. I think they're on track tomorrow. I always forget that part.
Likely.
It's
Yep.
Wednesday. Unofficial practice starts tomorrow. So teams are getting prepped up, ready to go. Loading in today, setting tents up, getting carts ready to go for what will be interesting SummerNationals at Newcastle Motorsports Park. The 11th straight time the event has been at the Newcastle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. And Rob, the biggest question mark going in, aside from a lot of things, is weather.
Yeah.
That's going to be the interesting part. Looking ahead, forecast-wise, high of 88 on Friday with 76% chance of rain.
Oh, man.
Saturday, a high of 85% or 85 degrees with 48% chance of rain. And Sunday, a high of 87 with a 47% chance of rain. So, Indiana, I mean, they've been getting hit with a lot of rain recently. Luckily here up in Michigan, it's been dry, very dry. Not good for my lawn, but been great for golfing weather and this and that. But that's going to be the interesting part. Again, this is the season finale. This is when the championships are going to be decided, the best 5 of 6. In the majority of the categories, you got 3 events. This is the 3rd event for the Pro Shifter Pro Show. That is going to be, weather is going to be a factor. It typically is, but that's just people trying to stay out of the heat. Now, with the weather going to be forecasted the way it is, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, potential for rain, and high temperatures, so very likely high humidity. And then, as we know, it puts the stress. Number one, it puts the focus on drivers who can potentially get around the racetrack who, in the wet. Are you a good rain racer? Number two, David, not the best weekends or not the happiest weekends to be a mechanic either, because that flip-flop back and forth between dries and wets, man, it really changes things around too.
Yeah, last year we had at USPKS, we had just rain all weekend long with the remnants of the hurricane that came up through Indiana last year. So looking at some of the photos they posted from last year, it was just completely wet. So there was no that back and forth. But yeah, when you look at Saturday and Sunday with only 48 and a 47% chance of rain, that could mean starting dry and then moving to wet, or starting wet and moving to dry. And you just don't quite know. And like you said, humidity, it could dry up quick. The racetrack with the depending on the atmosphere and the winds, of course, whether the sun comes out, that track does dry up quick. We've seen it many, many times. No matter if it's October or if it's July, that track will dry up quick with some good wind and some good rain, and especially with the humidity.
So, indeed, 16th season for this Pro Tour Championship. All started back at Sonoma Raceway in 2010, the first running of the Spring Nationals. Dave, let's go into the event notes right now. The SCUSA is going to run the 1 mile layout, the national layout, plus they're going to run the Monza, all in the counterclockwise direction. So, this facility, it'll be interesting. I love the counterclockwise. It's going to be things a little bit different coming through that Monza area. And were you able to confirm start-finish line yet?
The track map still has it at the original layout position. So, it's going to be right there in front of Racers Grill. which leads the long drafting down into turn 18, which is the original last turn. And so hopefully we do see that again. We'll probably see that more confirmed on Friday when Superkarts USA takes over the racetrack for official practice. But I'll obviously find that out once we arrive Thursday. But yeah, that's going to be quite interesting to see the old school finishes, and then again using the Monza. This is in this direction in the national layout. They've never used the Monza in this direction, so very similar to what we saw the exact layout for Cup Karts North America Grand Nationals last year. This was the layout that we ran. So Superkarts USA again throwing a new layout for the Summer Nationals. So again, that's the great thing with the, I want to say 60 to maybe 70 different track layouts they can run at Newcastle. You can come back with all these different types of layouts for the Summer Nationals. So,
and David, talk about the Monza with the fact that there's a couple of different, you throw in essentially a couple of more overtaking opportunities depending on how you approach the corner. Yeah,
exactly. And now you're only going to have that one really long run straightaway speed going from I-70 all the way into the last turn 18. Yeah. So yeah, I would say it's going to set up going into I-70 a lot better, because you're going to get that runs off the Monza and the kink turn 15 coming back onto the original straightaway. Going into 13, it's going to be, I got to think in a shifter could be a braking opportunity. Maybe more so going into the actual Monza part for the single speed stuff, very similar, at least when we drove it in the 4-cycle races. 13, you can kind of get through pretty much flat out. So it's, unless you screw up the scoreboard corner turn 12, you're not setting up a pass for 13. You're more so setting it up for 14, which is the Monza corner.
Yeah,
so
agreed.
I would think single speeds, you're going to see a lot of passing in the Monza corner, but even in the shifter stuff, if you get a little crossed up or mixed up, they'll be passing in there as well too.
David, 11th straight time Newcastle Motorsports Park has hosted the Summer Nationals. Let's jump into the event schedule. You already mentioned Wednesday and Thursday unofficial practice run by the racetrack itself. Superkarts USA officials will obviously take over things on Friday morning. Let's roll through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, Friday will be 5 rounds of practice, just as we did at Winter Nationals and Spring Nationals, 4 7-minute sessions, followed by the last session of 12 minutes, and we'll roll into Saturday, which will be round 5. You get warm-up, qualifying, pre-final, which will be 8 laps, 7 for cadet, and the main events will be 16, 14 laps for cadet. We'll move into Sunday, round 6, warm-up, qualifying, pre-final, finals once again to decide the championships with the Pro Shifter Pro Show. Saturday is qualifying, the Super Bowl session right after that, and they'll have 2 rounds of heat races. And then that'll be followed up. I'm assuming they're 8 laps because they're the same as the pre-finals. But the Pro Shifter pre-final on Sunday morning will be 12 laps, followed up by the 20-lap main event to decide this year's champion.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch for sure. That's your lineup for the event, folks. Event schedule. Off to our first break here in this edition of the EKN OutLap. David Cole and myself, Rob Howden, doing a little bit of a preview for this coming weekend's Superkarts USA Pro Tour Summer Nationals. When we get back, we'll go by the numbers. Superkarts USA already out on social media. Pump it up, 300 entries. What brand is known around the world for its innovation and success? It is Sodikart. The Sodi brand returned in full force during the 2023 season thanks to the new exclusive importer, the karting distribution, led by industry veteran Terry Germanovich. The French manufacturer Sodikart is a leader within the karting industry, offering a wide range of products and services. The Sodi Racing chassis line offers product in classes from mini karts to KZ, all based on years of development and championship seasons around the world. Sodi Racing USA has expanded its dealer network over the last year, bringing the Sodi brand to several local clubs and regional programs. The Sodi Racing USA by PK Sports is the official race team, producing many victories in different levels across the board. And the new Pro Race Academy is designed to cater to the next generation of motor racing, helping boys and girls aiming to make their mark. Visit Sodi-Racing-USA.com to learn more about Sodi Kart chassis or call 954-634-5111 to become part of the Sodi Racing USA Network today. Sodi Kart, the world leader in the karting industry. Wins at the sport's biggest races, as well as championships across all levels of karting, pack the resume for Nitro Kart. The Nitro Kart brand has made its statement as the best, fastest, and most reliable cadet chassis on the North American karting market. If you want to win in cadet, both in 2-cycle and 4-cycle competition, get a Nitro Kart and join the team. Team Nitro Kart will be at all major events, trackside with Ryan Perry Motorsport, the official race team. Owner Ryan Perry and his RPM operation carries the full selection of Nitro Kart chassis and parts, while also providing the same driver development focus as Nitro Kart owner Nick Tucker. You can also join the Team Nitro Kart race team at all major 4-cycle races this season. Led by longtime Nitro Kart tuner Cody Johnson, Team Nitro Kart will be at all the major Cup Karts North America events with arrive and drive opportunities available for all ages. Nitro Motorsports is a true karts-to-karts driver development program that is already gaining success after launching in 2022. Victories and championships in the Trans Am Series has highlighted the team's start, along with the success in the new GR Cup by Toyota. Current and former karters can take advantage of this unique ladder system with Nitro Kart and Nitro Motorsports. Visit Nitro Kart online and find them on social media. Nitro Kart, race one or chase one. Fast, fair, and fun. Ignite Karting offers you all of that at an affordable price. Ignite Karting utilizes the spec Margay Ignite K3 chassis with a Briggs & Stratton 206 engine and the Hoosier R80 tire. Everyone in the rookie, junior, senior, heavy, and masters classes compete on the same Ignite K3 chassis, which puts all the emphasis squarely on driver development. Additionally, Ignite Karting is accessible at the local, regional, and national level. Special events for the season include the Ignite Majors that begin with the annual trip to the Daytona International Speedway as part of the WKA Daytona Kart Week, running in both the sprint and road racing events. Those in the Midwest can enjoy the regionally based Ignite Challenge, featuring 5 iconic facilities. Local club programs have also been established in states all across the country, Idaho to Texas, Nebraska to New York, with more tracks and clubs joining the Ignite Karting program. Be part of fast, fun, and great memories with Margay Racing at an Ignite track near you. All information on Ignite events and Ignite Kart packages, including dealers in your area, are available at ignitekarting.com. Get off the couch and onto the track this year. Ignite Karting. Fuel your passion. Welcome back to episode 94 of the EKN OutLap. Rob Howden alongside David Cole in the EKN Radio Network studio as we have a look at this coming weekend Superkarts USA Summer Nationals. David, it's out on social media already. Superkarts USA getting to 300 pre-entries on the Summer Nats. That bodes well for potentially, especially at a track like Newcastle with a lot of locals, that you may be able to get 5 or 10 more entries coming in that have not signed up and may do so trackside. All in all, though, looking at the lineup of the categories, that the 8 different classes, a number of them with their season high entry numbers.
And all but one above the 30 mark. That's the biggest number. That's why we're seeing the big, huge turnout overall. But an increase in the lowest category, which was Master Shifter, up to 15. So, as you said, a season high for that category is something we expected. We'll get into a name that's not there that I thought it would have been there, but we'll talk about that in the class preview.
Love it.
Micro Swift, its highest of the season. K100 Junior at 48 sold out. I'm assuming it was supposed to be 44 and they allowed 4 more in. Same with K100 Senior at 48. So again, waiting for the last minute cancellation. So right now at 48 a piece, I assume they're going to let them roll in with that 48. So season highs for those two categories. Not quite in Pro X30 at just 35, so about 3 short of what we saw at the Winter Nationals, but still a pretty stout field. Over 30 for all 3 events, so that's massive looking at the season as a whole. Pro Shifter just short of of the record at 42 on the year. So one short. Again, could see a walk up in that category as well, because I got to assume they're going to shut it out at 44 is the sold out factor. But just like X30 Junior, which I believe is sold out at 45.
Yeah, 67 drivers in the cadet categories, 32, the season high in micro, 35 in mini, and David mentioned the other categories as well. David, let's look at some of the bigger numbers that we've seen, because 300, that's among the biggest we've seen in the Pro Tour in those 16 years.
Well, Rob, it's the largest Summer Nationals we've had to date. So
that's amazing. Hey, listen, and what do we always talk about, David? Normally numbers go down as the season goes on. Superkarts USA has been pretty steady. Yeah, they dropped down to 251 at the Spring Nats after 305 at Winter Nats. But again, like you said, to come back around the other side, go back to Newcastle, and all of a sudden hit that 300 mark and a finale, that's huge.
Well, again, July, having it in that month, I think certainly has helped. It used to be this race was in August, or it was in July, then it moved to August, and it stayed in August for some time, and then they moved it back to July. Well, there's definitely no school going on in the month of July, so that definitely helps for some of the kid categories that we do have. But 261 was the previous high. That was back in 2017, when it was the first year that the Pro Tour wrapped up at the Summer Nationals. That was the first year of the Winter Nationals. So we've only had above 252 other times. So yeah, this is a big boost, as the last 3 years have been below the 250 mark for the Summer Nationals. So this is definitely a big boost. Obviously, I want to think Pro Shifter is the biggest boost. That's helping everything immensely, because we saw some really low numbers in the shifter ranks for the last couple of years. And I think now that we're on the world stage, we're getting some international drivers. It's become the it factor. It's become the category to watch and be part of. We'll talk about some of the new names in the category as well too. But that's definitely helped overall, because it seems like the rest of the categories, with the exception of X30 Junior, that's another category that's exploded this year as well too. Everything else has been pretty much the same across the board.
Interesting, Dave, on your notes, not a ton of double duty drivers.
No, only 16 in juniors, which, you got a lot of kids that are just focusing on whether it be KA or the X30. But we do have those double duty drivers. A number of them are at the front of the grid already. So you'll see their names multiple times throughout the weekend, and then only 8 in the senior ranks. And again, you don't quite see that too often. A couple of drivers, aside from like a Pauly Massimino, Donovan Bonilla, and I believe Zachary Clayman DeMello, most of the drivers are sticking to just one of the categories and focusing on that and trying to be quick in their respective categories. So, it's not quite what it used to be. It does, again, it adds to the budget. That's part of it too. When you think about, a lot of these drivers going out on new tires for at least 3 practice sessions, that adds up really quickly. So, I like that, because then that shows, hey, you have nearly 300 drivers. You have about 275 drivers at the event when you factor in the double duty.
And it also does set that development where drivers can, instead of coming out of a mini Swift and thinking you have to run both and maybe have to make that jump to X30 Junior, a lot of the kids will come on a mini and do that at least 1 year by itself in junior, right? And we've talked about how great that is. Just get into junior, learn that kart package or that size of go-kart before you jump up into X30.
Yeah, but you're seeing a lot of kids just move right into the X30 Junior. So that's there again, which is, different drivers have different paths. We've talked about that many times before. We'll talk about a couple of those later in the show that are in Pro Shifter right now that are that younger age when they were doing it first. So so again, different paths for different drivers. But just amazing numbers overall. Like I said, 275 drivers on the weekend. So that's a big number to hit, to kind of focus on, because again, everybody likes to bump up their entry marks, but it's kind of tough to not say 275 drivers.
That's it. All right, so let's go to another break. When we get back, time to dive into class-by-class previews. We'll go with the pro categories, Pro Shifter and Pro X30 previews after this break. Made in the USA. That's exactly what you get from Precision Karting Technologies. Based in Detroit, Michigan, PKT brings over 35 years of manufacturing experience to the sport of karting. Their passion for the sport began focusing around the kid kart platform and has expanded every year with hundreds of products designed to put you on the podium. Precision Karting Technologies is known around North America for their successful line of axles available in all age groups. PKT manufactures a number of engine products for Comer, IAME, Rock, Rotax, and the popular Briggs & Stratton 206. A wide variety of chassis components for the many brands in the sport are available through PKT, including hubs, pedal risers, skid plates, and other hardware for your kart. Axle straightening, chassis adjustments, engine service, and specific CNC machining projects are available through their Motor City headquarters. To learn more about the many products and services available from Precision Karting Technologies, head to pktaxles.com. All over the karting world, everyone knows OTK is the gold standard for quality and performance. In the United States, OTK USA is the source for all things OTK. 8 brands under the OTK USA banner are winning races and championships across the country in national programs like the Rock Cup USA Florida Winter Tour, the Challenge of the Americas, the SCUSA Pro Tour and Winter Series, the United States Pro Kart Series, and even more programs throughout the country. And OTK products are also front and center on the podium of club and regional races from coast to coast. Tony Kart, Cosmic, Esprit, EOS, and Red Speed have been joined by the Gallard, LN Racing Kart, and CS55 brands. To learn more about a specific product line or to find the OTK USA dealer near you, visit otkusa.com. Specific chassis territories are still available, so kart shops interested in adding a winning component to their product lineups can contact OTK USA directly. OTK, the gold standard of karting. Motor mounts. They keep your engine attached to your chassis, right? The answer is, they're much more important than that. Your motor mount is critical in transferring 100% of the power from your engine through to your tires and the racetrack. You need this to get on the podium each and every time you race. Odenthal Racing Products is here for you, providing the best motor mounts on the karting market today, all designed to make sure you're using all the horsepower you pay for. Odenthal Racing Products is a family-owned and operated business with decades of karting experience in providing products with unmatched quality and value for our racing community. The Pro Series mount for 2-cycle engines, which is available in 0, 5, and 8-degree inclinations, provides a rigid structure to help keep vibration to a minimum without adding too much weight to your setup. The 4-cycle Easy Set system is one of the most popular mounts for the Briggs & Stratton 206 power plant. Multiple mounting holes provide the most adjustability depending on your chassis and seat placement. To ensure a tight fit to your chassis, our ORP wedge clamps get the job done, and they feature a number of design updates to provide a lower profile and lighter weight. The clamps are available from 28mm to 32mm in both standard and Euro style sizes. And now, Odenthal has also revolutionized the karting industry with its new Easy GP camera mounting system. Designed to mount anywhere on your chassis with 1 or 2 cameras, the ORP Easy GP camera mount is your solution to capture that onboard winning moment. Head to odenthalracing.com and find a dealer near you. Odenthal Racing Products, proudly made in the USA. Back at it with this edition of the EKN OutLap. We are episode number 94. It is July 22nd, 2025. Time to talk about class-by-class previews. Let's go Pro Shifter, presented by PSL Karting. As we had mentioned in the By the Numbers, 42 entries all told. 2 winners on the season. Gavin Bailiff winning the Winter Nationals. Josh Conker coming out on top in the Spring Nationals. But David's neither of those drivers in the point lead right now. That belongs to Jay Irwin.
Yeah, that's been kind of the story, and that's the cool, unique factor of the Pro Shifter category this year. We have 2 different drivers, 2 first-time winners on the SCUSA Pro Tour. Neither of them are leading because, again, we're only looking at 3 rounds of racing So it's only been 2 rounds that we're looking at. So of course you're not going to get a driver with 2 or 3 victories like we'll see in the other categories leading the championship, where here it's consistency. Jay Irwin, the Kiwi, leading the championship by 19 points over veteran Billy Musgrave, who both drivers, including, let's look at it. So Jay Irwin, Billy Musgrave sitting second, and Josh Conker, the winner from the Spring Nationals, 59 points back. All 3 drivers looking to earn their first Pro Tour title of their careers. And that's pretty notable for Billy Musgrave, who 10 years ago won his first Pro Tour race here at Newcastle at the Summer Nationals in 2015. If you look back at our Flashback Friday article we published on Friday, kind of highlighting and look at Instagram, some of the photos of that. And Rob, I'm sure you were busy, so you didn't look at it. Do you know what kart Billy Musgrave was driving when he won in 2015?
Oh, yes. Hold on.
Don't look at your phone.
I'm not looking at my phone. You and I were talking about this already. 2015, he was on. I can't remember. I remember
Praga.
The Praga. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Praga. Yeah. Wow.
Do you know who won the Saturday race for Pro Shifter on a Formula K?
On a Formula K.
Which was made by Praga.
Is he a European driver?
Yes, he is. And he will be there this weekend.
Patrick Hajek.
There you go.
Yeah.
2018 world champion.
Good stuff. Listen, Irwin, Musgrave, Conker, 1, 2, 3 in points. AJ Myers, P4, 71 points back. So that's not done. Mateus Morgado, 72 points back. So big guns right there. David, let's talk about the return of a number of drivers. I had a chance to talk to one of them this past weekend up in Toronto. Some big names coming back here, and a debut for a couple drivers as well.
Yeah, the return of Danny Formal, the GFC karting driver, coming back after his car schedule allows it. Missed the Spring Nationals, but was at Winter Nationals, was quickest on Friday, and then went away the rest of the weekend. We weren't able to see him up towards the front of the field. So I'm sure he's looking to get a little redemption here this weekend. And then there's Brent Cruz, the young driver from North Carolina, who's been making headway in Trans Am and all the different stock car programs that he's been doing. Just was in, what did he just do in Dover where he caught on fire? Was that Xfinity or was that ARCA? I can't remember.
He wasn't in the Xfinity race, was he?
I thought it must have been ARCA race.
I was a little busy this past weekend in Toronto.
Yeah,
so.
Yes.
I did see Connor Zilic, though, getting a win.
Yes, Connor Zilic did get the win. Yep. But yeah, so Brent Cruz coming back. He did a one-off at the Stars race a couple weeks back with Leading Edge Motorsports on a CRG. Didn't quite have the weekend he wanted to, so I got to assume he's looking for redemption as well, going to Newcastle, where I believe he made his Pro Shifter debut a couple years ago at the ripe age of 13 at the time.
I think it was. I think you're right. Yeah. So let's talk about some of the drivers coming back as well. Andrew Bedozo, who's coming off a pretty impressive run speed-wise at the Stars Championship race at Quaker City. Jacob Gulick, Kyle Wick. I'm just throwing names out here again. You know, this is the cream of the crop in this program, as we know. Drivers have been up front. Hunter Pickett back for GFC karting as well. Other drivers, David, you want to come up here that have shown good pace throughout the year?
Yeah, Pickett was at that 2015 event in the S2 semi-pro Stakamoto category.
Yes,
so
S2. Love it.
Yeah. So again, stacked field, but some debuts on the weekend. We're going to see the debut in Pro Shifter for Diego Ardiles joining PSL Karting on the Brill. Art, the former junior champion, is going to be making his class debut at the Pro Tour. The driver from Costa Rica, and also Dalton Haynes, the longtime single speed driver, is going to be jumping into the shifter ranks with Pinnacle Racing Development on the TB kart. So a new team. We'll get some more details on that, but the North Carolina driver going to go actually double duty. I did not put him in the seniors as double duty because he's going to also be racing KA senior as well. So one of those unique Pro Shifter KA double duty ventures.
West Coast Pro Shifter star Michael Avancino coming out with Ron White Racing. We've got Adrian Renaudin as well. running with Velocity Racing. Corentin Rousseau back with Catalyst Driver Development on the ITEL. We throw in Aiden Rudolph, the Texan, coming in. Justin White was strong. He got a win, as we know, earlier this year in the Winter Series. Again, Dave, just stacking up here. Like you said before, this pro shifter category, it's the it thing right now, and it should be. It's where Superkarts USA started. It's it's in the DNA of what Superkarts USA is all about. So I love seeing lots of gearbox races. But man, again, you see these drivers jumping in. This is where majority of the pro drivers and the young drivers want to get to.
So here's some stats for you. We got 4 former SCUSA Pro Tour champions in the pro shifter category in the field. Rob, do you know who the last Kiwi to win a SCUSA Pro Tour championship in the headline division was?
Holy mackerel.
I know I'm teasing your brain right now.
You are. What chassis was he on?
A GP.
Okay. Daniel Bray.
2011. Daniel Bray that's the last time we saw a Kiwi earn the championship. So that is what Jay Irwin is trying to duplicate. Then looking at the Summer Nats, I think I counted it was 9 victories by one driver at Newcastle Motorsports Park. Who do you think that driver would be?
9 victory, a pro driver?
Pro shifter wins at Newcastle 9 times.
AJ Myers.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's looking to add a 10th victory at Newcastle.
That's a great stat. That's a great stat.
And that's just pro shifter because he's won there in X30 Junior as well.
Yeah, man. Do you remember that year him and his dad rolled in with the TB cart in the back of the pickup truck and smoked everybody?
That was I'm trying to think what year that was. That was in the TB cart. That was in 2016. All
jammed to the back of the pickup truck with the truck bed on the back, and then literally loaded up so much faster than everybody else was out of there.
It was wild. It was wild and crazy.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Well, that's good stuff right there. Let's move on to Pro X30 presented by Kart CRG USA. I hope that's the end of the quizzes because I don't know if my brain can handle it. I had to go back to the hard drive on that one. Pro X30 presented by Kart CRG USA, 35 entries. Ryan Norberg with a couple of wins, looking to get another championship. Austin Garrison and Lawrence. That's right. He's sitting in the where is he? He's not in points, but he's coming back. That's right, for Gus Lawrence. So Norberg, Garrison, and Lawrence winners on the season. Norberg with a 66-point lead on Garrison coming into the championship. Could this guy win another championship? Unbelievable. It
would be number 7 for SCUSA Pro Tour championships, which he is the leader in the clubhouse with Jordan Musser at 5 in the Masters ranks. But so 66 points separating the two. That's going to be the focus.
Yeah.
Where's Garrison? Where's Norberg all weekend long? And as you said, we got some spoilers in the field. Obviously, Gus Lawrence, who is coming off the win in the last round at the Spring Nationals. He's making his return back to the USA to compete at Newcastle Motorsports Park for the first time. So we'll get a feel for what he thinks of this racetrack. Not sure if he was there testing last weekend or not. We'll have to dive into that. But also you look at Caden McQueen, who's sitting there in the 3rd spot in the championship. Again, you want to be definitely in the top 3 in the championship, land on the podium for the year-end championship. He's going to be making his debut in the X30 category with Velocity Racing on the Sodi kart after racing the KA 100 senior category at the USPKS Wisconsin Grand Prix last month. So that's going to be some of the storylines going in. Pauly Massimino going to be fighting McQueen for that 3rd spot. He's only 2 points back. And Ruben Moya, the Spanish driver who was a top qualifier at last year's SummerNationals on the Pantano with Forward Direction Motorsports. He's making his bid for the top, the 3rd spot in the podium for the championship as well. So
he's only 29 points back.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight fight, that's for sure. So the Garrison Norberg will be like the highlight, and then who's going to come away with a solid 2 rounds of racing, because again, that's the difference with Pro X30 compared to Pro Shifter. This is 2 rounds of racing, not just one. So every on-track session is going to matter for especially those 3 drivers racing for third.
So then let's throw some of the names out here, guys that could play spoiler, because there are a bunch of drivers, David, who are returning. We talked about Lawrence already. We got a couple drivers making debuts. One of the drivers I talked to this past weekend up in Ontario in Toronto, I was there for the race, was chatting with Aiden and Grata. He's pretty pumped to get back to Newcastle this weekend. There's a lot of guys I've still got highlighted here on my list because there are a bunch of big guns, series winners, national event level race winners. It's the stacked field in this category.
Yeah, Jesus Vasquez Jr. could be another one of those spoilers, sitting 6th in the championship, only about 50 points out of that 3rd spot. So again, 2 good rounds of racing at Newcastle. He could be a factor in landing on the podium for the championship as well. Some big news regarding Frankie Mossman. He's making the move over to Speed Concepts Racing. And so he'll be back on OTK product, leaving Jay Howard driver development as he did on the car racing side. So you kind of had to expect that a little bit possibly there. But returning back with Speed Concepts Racing. So Garrison is going to actually have some help on the weekend. He's got Naomi Garcia racing under the tent along with Mossman. So he'll have some of that data to be able to pull and see what he can do. Again, Garrison's a former Pro Tour champion in the S2 ranks, Rob.
Yep.
Let's see if you remember what year that was.
Oh, my God. You're killing me, Smalls.
I'll just say the year of Modesto.
I was going to say it was the year of Modesto. So
There
what
you
was that? Was that 17?
2014.
That was that long ago, 14?
Yes. Well, remember, that was the Summer Nationals.
Yes, it was.
2014 Modesto Grand Prix was the Summer Nationals before we moved it to Newcastle. So
who won the other race there? Did we run 2 races there? Remember who won the second
well,
race
I'm just
there?
saying the championship.
I know, I'm just saying, do you remember who won the second? Garrison won one of those races. Who won the other one?
Well, that's a good question, Rob. I don't know who won the races there, but I can look.
Oh, I thought one of them might have been Morgan Healy because I remember she was in the fight too.
No,
anyway,
Garrison doubled up that weekend.
There you go,
along with a driver on CRG in the S1 category, Jordan Lennox.
Jordan Lennox Lamb. You mentioned the black, white, and red for Speed Concepts. Drop the red and go black and white, and there are a bunch of fast drivers for GFC. Jake Drew being one. Chase Hand being another, and David, talk about the next driver who's getting ready to roll out here. One of the most impressive drivers on the season so far.
Yeah, excuse me.
Your phone's going crazy over there.
A driver of the month for 2025, Keegan Kaminsky. I talked to him a little bit at the USPKS race where he was second to Jake Drew. So GFC Formula Works 1-2 there in the KA category. I talked to him there. I said, well, when are you moving up? He goes, well, next month I'm moving up to X30. So this will be his debut in the X30 category for Kaminsky. It will be, he'll definitely have the opportunity for a lot of data there. Again, working with Drew, working with Han, working with Vasquez, understanding exactly what he needs to do. And I think Newcastle is a great place to debut. Not a very hard racetrack to drive. You know, we've done it, Rob, so anybody can do it. It's just, it's just hitting the marks, and the good ones know how to do that.
There's lots of overtaking opportunities too.
Lots of overtaking, but again, you still have to be fast. You still, I mean, that's always number one key. So it'd be cool. It'd be good to see what he's going to be doing there. Yeah,
again, we talk about spoilers or drivers that are going to be in the top 10. We haven't mentioned Diego Ramos. Like, come on, Blake Nash, Alan Isambard, Donovan Bonilla, former Supernats race winner, Finnegan Bailiff, and Chase Gassiet-Lee, David, on the line as well there for Nash Motorsports. He's been getting some big momentum here mid-season. Yeah, again, a lot of drivers that, we're waiting for them to step in and step up. You know, we've kind of had that British invasion with McQueen and Lawrence kind of filling in that role of the next challengers. So, Newcastle is definitely the opportunity for a lot of these drivers to kind of come in and make some noise up front. All right. Another break. We get back. We'll go KA 100 Senior, X30 Junior, and KA 100 Junior. The class-by-class previews for this coming weekend's Superkarts USA Summer Nationals. The Pro Tour finale will continue after this break. Established in 1999, PSL Karting has become a powerhouse within the karting industry for North America and around the world. PSL Karting is your complete source for all Burrell Art products as the North American importer, providing this top quality product through both their expansive dealer network or through the PSLkarting.com online store. Whatever you need is available 24/7 online, including safety gear, parts, components, and full karting packages. All three brands, Burrell Art, Ricardo Kart, and Charles Leclerc Karts, are in stock and ready to hit the track. Grab your winning chassis for any category by visiting PSLkarting.com to find your nearest dealer. PSL Karting is always looking for interest in new dealers and teams to help create new business relationships. Drivers looking to take their talents to the next level can join the Burrell Art North America race team, competing at all the major U.S. and Canadian events this season. When you're ready to win, go with PSL Karting. It's a storied brand in karting, and it's got a new home in North America. Energy Course Americas is the official distributor for the Energy Course karting chassis and product line here in the US and Canada. The Energy Course brand was founded in 1997 out of passion and skill. Manufactured in Italy, Energy Course has gained national and international recognition with success in all different categories. Energy Course Americas offers an online store for the entire product line of the Energy Course brand, including complete racing packages, spare parts, race gear, clothing, and more, providing an excellent shopping experience. Race the brand that 9 of the 20 drivers currently in Formula One competed on during their karting careers. Visit energycourse.io to see the latest deals and to learn more about Energy Course Americas.
I'm Ken Unger, president of Charge and a sponsorship strategist who's helped drivers and teams unlock sponsorship success for over 2 decades, from IndyCar and NASCAR to grassroots karting. In karting, horsepower is great, but sponsorship power, that's how you really move up the grid. Whether you're a parent fueling your driver's dreams or an 18-year-old ready to take the next step in your career, my sponsorship success method is your secret weapon. I'll show you how to build your brand, pitch like a pro, and turn maybe next year into let's sign today. Ready to land your first sponsor? Visit sponsorshipsuccessmethod.com and start your journey to sponsorship success today. That's sponsorshipsuccessmethod.com.
All right, we are back with the EKN OutLap here, the preview to kick off our trackside coverage of the Superkarts USA Summer Nationals for 2025, final round of the Pro Tour. Rob Howden alongside David Cole. KA100 Senior, presented by Nash Motorsports. Let's preview this category. 48 drivers, a full field. They actually went a little bit further past the 44 mark, knowing every once in a while you get a cancellation. Winners on the season so far, David, 4 different. Oliver Hodgson, Diego Ramos, Paulie Massimino, and James Overbeck. All in the middle, or all were race winners. When we look at the championship battle, though, it's only Ramos, Hodgson, and Overbeck that are in the title fight. Massimino not in the top 5. Brandon Lemke and Donovan Bonilla there as well.
Yeah, aside from Pro Shifter, Rob, this is the only other category where we've had a different winner each round. So 4 rounds, 4 different winners. I want to see that kind of continue because I love seeing that. If I recall correctly, I think last year we saw that NK Senior won of the championships as well too. So it just goes to show how competitive this category really is and how hard it is to come back and win another one after already doing so. One of those drivers who have won already, Ramos, he's sitting there in the championship lead ahead of Oliver Hodgson, 82 points separating the top 2. Overbeck, a former winner, the last winner actually from round 4, 153 points back. So he's got some work to do. And then you have Brandon Lemke and Donovan Bonilla sitting there on the outside looking in for the championship podium. They're going to need to possibly come in with a double win or at least 1 win on the weekend to put them in the hunt for one of the top 3 positions. So yes, this one's going to be very competitive on the weekend. I don't see a driver walking away from this one, especially with the way the track layout's going to be. That means there's not a lot of opportunity to get to draft away. A lot of turning, 18 different turns. So with that, in mind, it's going to be very hard to get away in this pack.
Yeah, one of the things about this racetrack in the lower horsepower KA 100 categories, when we've seen it so many times, the minute guys start to go on the defensive over the last couple of laps, it brings everybody back in. Just the nature of the racetrack itself. Once you kind of defend on some of these longer corners, you give up so much on the exit, stacks everybody back up. So that lead group of 6 could eventually be a lead group of 12 over the last couple of laps. So that's why things are going to be so exciting in this category. Dave, let's add in the return of Aiden Levy as well, coming back. We haven't seen Aiden on the national scene in a bit.
Yeah, former Pro Tour winner coming back. He's been doing a lot of driver coaching this year, so not sure if it's kind of just fitting into the schedule, but yeah, he's back behind the wheel, racing under the Pierce Motorsport / Chad Dawkin Racing tent on the weekend. So we'll see him back behind the wheel. But yeah, this class is going to be a barn burner all weekend long. Just very tough to kind of look and say who's going to be the favorite, because there's just so many different names that could be there. And again, we could see a driver come back and win a second win or third, possibly with a sweep on the weekend.
That's true. Let's be real. The guys that have won so far have got a lot of pace. Finnegan Bailiff, Zachary Clement de Mello, we've already mentioned them. Chase Gassi Ali, I mentioned him in X30 Pro. How about Colin Lloyd for Velocity Racing, doing the KA category this weekend as well?
Yeah, just kind of an up and down year for him.
Agreed.
Making the move over after a pretty solid winter in Orlando. I don't think he's done a Pro Tour race yet. So this will be his first Pro Tour race in this category. So he's bouncing, I think, over from the X30 category.
Local knowledge is key here, but Eli Warren.
Yeah, Eli knows this racetrack very well. Again, looking to get on a podium. I don't think he's been on the podium all season long in the KA category. So this could be his opportunity with Hodes Driver Development. They've been kind of working together. He was the top qualifier at USPKS at Road America. So they're kind of getting everything dialed in. And that was one of the best races we've seen in KA all season long. So he was right there, I think, finishing in 5th spot.
All right, let's move on to the next category here. Let's go to the X30 Junior class presented by Rollison Performance Group. 45 entries. Alexander Vanchev, 191-point lead right now on the strength of 3 victories. Travis Pettit with a win as well. He's back behind Ashton Moon. Ashton Moon sitting in 2nd. Travis Pettit in 3rd. Sarah Bradley 4th, and Max Weiland. There's your top 5. A lot of storylines in here, though, David. A number of drivers who have spent some time in Europe coming back to do some racing here back home as well.
Yeah, first let's look at the championship, like you said. Yep. Vanchev, he's been away from the kart for a while. Wasn't at the USPKS Road America event, so this is his getting back. Well, I'm pretty sure he was probably out the test weekend last weekend at Newcastle to kind of get the rust shaken off. So we'll kind of discuss with him what he's been up to. But he does have a pretty solid lead, as we said, with those 3 wins already in hand. So it's his championship to lose. In all honesty, Woon's going to have to put in some good results, along with Travis Pettit still having an opportunity. I mean, if he were to come through and double up on the race wins, that would definitely help him immensely. And it would just all come down to where Vanchev ends up in the results for the rest of the weekend. So still an opportunity there. I haven't crunched the numbers to kind of see what Pettit or Woon would need Vanchev to do, but I think we'll get into that a little bit more once they hit the racetrack on Saturday for actual points sessions. But yeah, a lot of drivers that have raced in Europe coming back to race in the USA. One of them being Canadian Rocco Simone, making his first start in the U.S. since the SCUSA Winter Series opener in January. He's been racing over there all season long. I believe mostly in the OKN Junior category, if I recall correctly, doing a lot of that. So he's coming back. This will be his first start on the Pro Tour in the X30 Junior category. Lucas Palacio, another driver we've seen racing OKN Junior over in Europe, picking up some wins there. He'll be racing, making his Pro Tour first start of the season after a couple USPKS starts, including Road America and Trackhouse.
You mentioned the Canadian Simone. Cole Medeiros is having a really strong season thus far for Racing Edge Motorsports. We've talked a lot about Tyrone Kemper Jr. with Speed Concepts Racing, how he has kind of settled in to be a guy we're seeing in the top 10 quite a bit. Edward Kennedy had a pretty solid winter series. Dave, you and I spent a lot of time out west as well with the Challenge of the Americas, and Peyton Anderson's really started to develop as a number of other drivers have as well coming off of the West Coast.
Yeah, she's jumping into the X30 category. Possibly one of those who's doing double duty. I didn't check that, but a couple other drivers that raced in Europe recently as well. Jackson Gibson for Ryan Perry Motorsport. He did a road tax race over in, I believe, Germany. And then Max Weiland joined the Magic Kart crew in Europe to do a little OKN racing as well. So again, a lot of these drivers dipping their toes over in Europe and coming back to see where they stand. David Ybarra picking up a recent win at the Pro Kart Challenge in California, the Texas driver racing for Kart CRG USA. I believe this will be his first start at the Pro Tour. Now, he might have been at the Winter Nationals. I correct myself there. So, but yeah, Ybarra coming off a win in California. Yeah,
lots of big names. And again, we'll see how they all play out when we get into qualifying. That will be key. You can do whatever you want during practice sessions, but we'll see who steps things up in qualifying. David, let's wrap up this particular segment here with KA100 Junior presented by TKG Barrel Art USA. 48 pre-entries for the KA Junior category. Vanchev, Medeiros, and Pettit drivers that have scored race wins. So here, let's put it this way. Alexander Vanchev comes in with an opportunity to score 2 championships, both junior categories. He's got a decent lead over Ashton Moon of 191 points pre-drop in X30 Junior. But in the KA100 Junior, Nathan Dupuis is the driver who's close. 41 points separate first and second.
Rob, do you know how many drivers have won both the X30 Junior and KA Junior championships in the same season?
Why are you doing this to me this weekend?
Because it's more fun this way.
Do you know how hard I worked this past weekend trying to do everything?
I know, but you can just throw out whatever answer and be wrong. And
wow, you're horrible. I'm going to say 3.
It's been done 3 times. You are correct.
All right.
But it's only been 2 drivers who have done it.
So I'm going to say... okay, hold on. His literally name just flashed from my head.
We already said his name once.
I did?
No, we did.
We did already one time. I don't know. Luke Palacio.
Nope. No.
Just throw it out there for me.
This is Palacio's first year in junior.
That's right. What am I thinking?
So last year, Diego Ardiles picked up both championships in X30 Junior and KA Junior. And then it was Carson Morgan winning 4 championships in 2 years as he doubled up in 2020 during that fun summer festival double weekend.
Summer festival.
And then Carson Morgan doubled up in 2021.
Wow.
So back-to-back doubles for Carson Morgan in 2020 and 2021.
That's impressive. Nice.
And he's nowhere to be seen in around a kart track.
No, I know. We don't see him anywhere anymore. No doubt. So Vanchev leads by 41 points over Nathan Dupuis. Max Weiland, 243 back. Tristan Murphy, 267 back. Travis Pettit, 307 back.
And ironically, this was a category that we saw 3 drivers tied for the championship lead going into the Spring Nationals. It was Dupuis, Weiland, and Murphy that were leading the way. So Vanchev had a really solid Spring Nationals to leap over all 3 of them to get back into the championship lead. Obviously, that victory in round 3, and I believe he was runner up in round 2 or round 4 at the Spring Nationals, while the rest of them had a little bit of a struggle in Ohio. So that definitely helps. Dupuis having the best chance, as you said, 41 points. He's only been on the podium. I lost it. Sorry. Go with your thought.
You're 100%. Like, you ask me all these questions, but folks, just so you know, David's like sitting there with his spreadsheet right in front.
I got multiple spreadsheets open, Rob.
He knows what's happening for sure.
He has not been on the podium. That's what it is.
Who's that?
Dupuis has not been on the podium. He's been
Dupuis has not been on the podium yet.
4th, 5th, and 6th.
Wow. All right.
So again,
that feels like a breakout.
Again, consistency. If he can get through and get on the podium this weekend, it'll definitely help his chances. And he's got to be ahead of Vanchev. That's got to be key. Vanchev does have a drop, I believe, probably a better drop with a poor round in on Sunday at the Winter Nationals. So that's going to help him long-term wise, but Dupuis definitely needs to get on the podium this weekend.
All right, there you have it, folks. There's your championship battle in the KA 100 junior category. Time to go to another break. We come back, we'll wrap things up with Master Shifter, Mini, and Micro Swift. The new face of competitive karting in the Pacific Northwest region is RaceLab. The full-service karting operation is located at the state-of-the-art Kartplex facility in Oliver, British Columbia, Canada, providing everything you need to hit the track or put yourself in a successful driver development program. RaceLab is the official North American distributor for the TB Kart chassis brand, providing the full range of models from kid kart to shifter kart. Villeneuve Racing Karts is their flagship product, available only through RaceLab. The brand carries the name of Formula One champion and Indianapolis 500 winner Jacques Villeneuve, with each model produced by TB Kart. Kartplex, the home of RaceLab, is situated on the grounds of the Area 27 Motorsports Park. From full arrive and drive TB Kart rentals to leagues and competition karting, the facility provides a new home to developing the future stars of motorsports, all beginning at Kartplex with RaceLab. Follow RaceLab on social media on Facebook and Instagram, or load up their website at www.theracelab.ca to learn more about TB Kart and Villeneuve Racing Karts. RaceLab. Race with us, win with us. Winning takes top quality equipment, flawless preparation, experienced coaching, and passion. And at Team GFC, we live our passion. Developed by American karting champion Gary Carlton, the GFC chassis has become one of the newest brands to reach the top of the podium in North America. GFC has garnered victories and championships at all levels of the sport since its debut at the end of 2018. Shifter kart drivers are at the front of the field in the GT14 frame, with the SS31 a consistent contender in tag and 100cc competition. Team GFC has arrive and drive packages available for all categories, including the mini and micro classes utilizing the GFC RR5 cadet chassis. These young pilots have the opportunity to be part of the Team GFC Young Driver Development Program. Learn from one of the best American karters with 28 years racing at the highest levels in the sport, offering personalized training on and off the track. Follow GFC Karting on Facebook and Instagram, or click over to gfckarting.com to learn more about joining Team GFC. GFC, live your passion. Made in the USA. It's not just a statement, it's the mission at Factory Karts of America. Led by five-time Super National champion Billy Musgrave, Factory Karts manufactures their frames completely in-house at the Phoenix, Arizona facility. Built and designed from the ground up specifically for the American karting market, Factory Karts brings new innovations and solutions that are long overdue. Factory Karts bring together the highest quality materials to produce high-performance, long-lasting karts that have been designed and perfected from years of development. No other karting manufacturer stands behind its product as Factory Karts does, providing a 2-year warranty on all their frames. Join the Factory Karts official race team this season, hitting the Superkarts USA Pro Tour and Pro Kart Challenge, along with the new Southwest Super Series program. Full trackside support for Factory Kart competitors is available, along with arrive and drive programs and tent space housed under our new race team hauler that debuted at SummerNationals 27. Remember when American made meant more innovative, original, stronger, faster, and just plain better? Well, American Made is back. Contact Factory Karts today to join the American Made movement. Learn more by visiting factorykarts.com or email info@factorykarts.com. All right, we are back. Final segment of this edition of the EKN OutLap. Rob Howden and David Cole here previewing this coming weekend Superkarts USA Summer Nationals. Final round of the Pro Tour. The Circle of Champions up for grabs in the Pro categories as well. Lots going on. Championship trophies, as everybody knows. Final 3 categories to preview here. We'll start with Master Shifter, presented by Rocket Racing Company. we had mentioned in the by the numbers, 15 entries, not 30 or 40, which we'll hope for, and we'll likely see at the Supernats. But 15 is a strong number for sure here in this category. Drivers who have won so far this year, Scott Presti, Scott Hargrove, Sketchy Barnes. Scott Hargrove coming in with a point lead here, though, but it's there's 3 drivers within 84 points.
I just noticed that all 3 drivers with the first name Scott.
Oh, you're right. I said Sketchy, not Scott. There you go.
Yeah, I know. But
Scott times 3.
There you go. That's a stat for you in this category. So let's see who else is named Scott in the field. That's it. So hopefully we'll see a new winner not named Scott. But yeah, those are the 3 drivers kind of battling it out for the championship. Sketchy Barnes trailing Hargrove by 32 points. Presti 84 points in the 3rd spot, despite having 2 wins on the year. But he does have a DNF or a DQ actually from round 3. So that's kind of the story going in. So he's got a massive drop, or I should say a minimal drop, which will help him in the long term with the 2 wins. So he's definitely got the tiebreaker right now with 2 wins over the other 2 drivers only having 1 win. So both Hargrove and Barnes are going to need definitely a win in one of the 2 rounds on the weekend for sure. Pegram and Kelly sitting there 4th and 5th. They have opportunities to move up. They're definitely going to have to land on the podium on the weekend in order to be contenders in the top 3 for the championship.
Here's what I love about this weekend here. And again, I'm not going to be trackside. I'm actually coming home late on Saturday because we're done. We have USF Juniors up at the Grid Life event at Road America this coming weekend. But I will be watching on Sunday because I'll tell you this right now. There are some big guns that aren't in the championship fight. Couple with local knowledge. One guy's a multi-time champion. Another guy kicks ass on the West Coast. This is what I love about this deal. So both John Crow and Tim Hollowell know Newcastle Motorsports Park extremely well. Hollowell always in the fight, always up front. He knows this racetrack. Then you got Kevin Woods with Ron White Racing, who has been one of the top drivers on the West Coast in the Master Shifter Kart category. We know that. We've seen him win championships in the Challenge of the Americas. He's won championships at Sonoma. And then last but not least, probably the most decorated Master Shifter driver in the history of Superkarts USA competition. That would be Jordan Musser. He's coming to play as well. This is going to be a barn burner of a race, David. There's a couple other guys you throw in there, but my goodness, this is going to be a good battle.
Yeah, we definitely need to call out Joe Rook for not racing in this race to make it even better. So
he told me he was coming.
He told you?
Yeah, earlier in the year, he and I talked. He said he wasn't going to be able to do the Spring Nationals because his family does the Indianapolis 500.
Yeah.
Of course, there was the conflict, but he would be here for the Summer Nats.
Yeah, well, he's not on the entry list, so hopefully he's a walk-up. That's our hope.
Wouldn't that just stoke the fire even more?
That's why I want to keep poking the bear. I want to keep poking it. So because this, again, with 15 drivers, you only need 2 to have a race, but these are some pretty talented names.
This is good stuff.
So you got Musser, a 5-time Superkarts USA Pro Tour champion. So John Crow has won. How many number of times do you think he's won at the Summer Nationals over the last 6 years?
I would say 3.
4 times.
4 times. I was going to say 4.
Again, double rounds. So, yes.
That's amazing.
So, out of 12 races, Crow has won 4 of them. Wow. Yeah. Kelly's a former winner back in 2022 when he made his debut. Mm-hmm. Barnes won last year along with Joe Rook. Ryan Kinnear, former winner. Barnes won back in 2020 as well, too. And Jordan Musser, the last time he won at the Summer Nationals was in 2019, along with John Crow that year as well, too. So, quite interesting, like you said.
That's going to be great.
I got to think Hollowell wants that first Pro Tour victory.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, he was so close, track, I think, last year.
He was.
And the year before that as well, too, racing John Crow. It's definitely could be fun to – this is going to be fun to watch.
Did Hollowell put it on the pole last year?
I don't know. Possibly.
He was right up there. I know that. 100% know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep going. Let's roll into the cadet categories here and go Mini Swift presented by Speed Concepts Racing. 35 drivers in the field, David, here in the Mini Swift category. And you mentioned this before. We've had a couple of different winners in this class. And we like to see that, right? Jaden Francisco with the win. Enzo De Janeiro, Win Godshock with a couple of victories. 55 points separate first and second in the championship fight.
Yeah, Godshock had a great weekend at the Spring Nationals, and that's kind of helped him put him back somewhat into the championship chase with Francisco and De Janeiro sitting there in the top 2 spots. De Janeiro trailing by 55 points. Godshock has 186 points to gain, but again, with the drop, that's going to be the big thing for Godshock. He had a bad winter nationals, so I'm didn't have that pulled up yet. So he had a 102 total in round 1 and a 222 in round 2. So a 102 drop is definitely going to help him, puts him back in the championship hunt, especially having the 2 wins. He'll have the tiebreaker in hand unless one of the other 2 do pick up a victory. So this could be this should be a 3-driver fight for the championship.
Yeah, Godshock just can't risk one more DNF. So that's the key.
No, correct.
It's when you're looking at the points, you've had a bad run. It makes you feel better because you're going to be able to get rid of that one, but it also puts the pressure on because you can't have another bad race like that. Other drivers in the championship, they're in 4th and 5th spot. Maxwell Macha in the 4th spot, and Aston Wyatt sitting P5. There's still a couple other drivers, David, that no doubt will be in the middle of the fight, led by Santiago Orioli.
Oh, yeah, you caught me off guard. Sorry, I was looking at winners from the past. So Santiago is going to be there, and a lot of other drivers. I mean, this is a pretty stacked field. You got Lawrence Perriman coming back from racing over in Europe. He's going to be in there. Liam Nakawati, I believe you said already as well. Cameron Johnson. Yep. A lot of different drivers are going to be in this mix. I was looking to see who won at the Texas Sprint Racing.
You go back and look at that. I think Connor Lipka, Colton Schniegenberg. I will say, great to see Pedro Cueto coming back as well. What a great story. As we've talked about him throughout the year, right? Since
another driver who's been racing over in Europe a little bit. We'll get an update from him on what he's been up to. And see what he's actually signed up with Team Bennick, so making the move over to the Bennick Cart.
So let's go to Microswift and cap off the class-by-class previews. The Microswift class presented by Velocity Racing by Sodi USA. 32 entries coming into the weekend here. We'll see if there's any more walk-ups. What do we got for race winners? Lennox Lockhart, Dutch Westbrook, and Aiden Go with a couple of victories for Aiden. Go with those 2 wins, but the other results put him back into the 5th spot. So very likely a good drop that'll bring him back in. But Dutch Westbrook, David, over Brody Stoffel right now as 1st and 2nd in the points.
Yeah, Westbrook with 3 podiums, along with Stoffel having 3 podiums, but Stoffel has yet to taste the victory at the Pro Tour. So that's going to be his drive to try and get up there on top of the podium and help him in his championship cause. Lockhart with 2 podiums thus far, sitting there in 3rd, and then Zev Godshock with only 1 podium thus far in the 4th spot. So Aiden Go having that double win performance at the Spring Nationals certainly going to help him if he can come on to Newcastle. Like you said, not having another DNF is going to be very crucial. He only had a 191 in round 1 and then just 83 points in round 2. So the driver from California is definitely has the opportunity to kind of be the spoiler here in the championship, because again, great racing is going to happen in Microswift no matter what.
We've seen top 5s and podium finishes out of all the other the national programs from drivers like Liam Francisco, Jack Gutowski, Leo Simone, but a driver, of course, with home track advantage as well here would be Hudson Howard from J. Howard Driver Development.
Yeah, home knowledge. So this could be a good weekend for him. So that was a crazy story, Rob. He was at the Spring Nationals, but left after Saturday's round to go to the Indy 500. So he's already got a drop in hand. So he could be another one that moves into the top 5 in the championship with a good weekend at the home racetrack. Yeah,
also a chance to be one of the 4th winner on the season in micro as well. He knows this track very, very well. All right, David, let's wrap things up here. We know folks to follow all the social media platforms. We'll have the social media going. We'll have the hashtags going. We'll be streaming the Kart Chaser audio on ekartingnews.com/live and ekartingnews.com/radio. David, you'll be hitting the ground on Thursday, Friday morning? When do you plan on rolling into town? Yeah, Thursday afternoon. We'll roll in. Start that Patty Kid Saturday? We'll start that Friday morning, but we'll be able to talk to everybody and kind of get the there's obviously a lot of different stories to cover. Just thinking and looking at the entry list right now and all the different stories going on. But yeah, lots to talk about, lots to hit on.
Of course, with it just being practice day, it helps give us time to talk with everybody and see where everybody's at. Let everybody just figure everything out on the racetrack, and we'll see where everybody stacks up at the end of the day in the final session.
You better bring the rain jacket and the rain boots and something to cover the camera.
Yeah, big gear, big boxes going with the rain gear and rain shoes, and it might be refreshing. You never know. It might be refreshing rain.
I don't know if I'd call that refreshing rain at 80-something degrees. It's going to be a sticky one for you guys, for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Again, don't know till you get there. The weather changes like crazy in Indiana. 1 minute, like you said, it's hot and sticky. The next minute, you're freezing your ass off. So.
Well, listen, if it's a challenging weekend, whoever comes away as the race winners and the champions are going to have definitely earned it. That's one thing for sure.
Yeah, it's been a fun season in terms of the SCUSA Pro Tour, watching the action at the Winter Nationals and then Spring Nationals as well too, where it was a little bit of a warm one as well too. So again, 3 different racetracks, 3 different styles of racing, and just going to be an interesting dynamic this weekend with what will be the largest Summer Nationals of all time.
There you have it. David Cole, largest Summer Nationals of all time, capping off the 2025 Superkarts USA Pro Tour. This has been OutLap, episode number 94, our preview to kick off our EKN Trackside coverage. David will be there, as he said, on Thursday. Watch all our social media throughout the weekend. Race reports coming out for for Saturday and Sunday as well. Paddock Insider getting rolling on Friday. If you can't be there, we'll make sure you know everything that's happening trackside at Newcastle Motorsports Parks. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We do appreciate it. On behalf of David Cole, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.